Well, he should be gone now, so I can go see Carlo about these notes. Well, he's not open.
I am sorry, but really, I have no time for you.
I'll do that later. Carlo, you must take responsibility for your crime.
My God! Where did you find that?
That's of no importance. Did you admit to it?
Yes, I admit it. But all this, I did all of it, for the good of the kingdom. I found out that the Queen belonged to a secret order. The Order of the Sacred Dagger.
And you thought that killing the Queen was the best solution. Did you not think to tell the king what you had discovered?
Sometimes the truth hurts more than a lie. I think the king would have died of grief had he known that his wife wanted to have him assassinated. Here, take this letter. You will have a clearer understanding of what I mean.
Well, let's see. Operation Sacred Dagger will take place tomorrow. Be prepared. I will make sure the guards are not around when you come, and even more importantly that the king is fast asleep. He won't suspect a thing. Do your work well and our cause will be protected. Poor Carlo, he didn't know that the Sacred Dagger was there to protect the kingdom. He thought that we could kill the king. Well, there's nothing to be done about that. I can at least show this to the king. I also now know that the dead woman is the queen. Well, I also need to figure out what to do next, because apparently it hasn't done anything to slow down.
Many thanks, Amshagar. You have saved the kingdom. We shall be eternally grateful to you.
I have destroyed the meteor in the temple of Akbar.
I am afraid that this will not be enough to stop Akbar from coming to Arx.
But that is impossible. That meteor was his energy channel.
What you have done was indispensable in weakening Akbar. But according to my estimations, Akbar has had time to gather enough energy to attempt to incarnate here on Arx. I believe Acerbius has a secret den where he is preparing to invoke Akbar and offer his body as vessel for the incarnation.
How can we prevent this from happening?
We can't. The only way would have been to kill him before this fusion took place. It will take him some time to channel the immense energy of Akbar, but during this process he will be immune to most weapons. You will need the most powerful of all the eldritch weapons in existence to confront this abomination and destroy the link between Acerbius and Akbar.
Where can I find this weapon?
I'm afraid no such weapon exists. You must have one forged for this specific purpose. There is a book called The Theory of the Ultimate Weapon, which explains how to create such a weapon. You will need it.
I will act as quickly as possible.
But first, I have something for you to see, King.
This is the letter that Carlo had found, which had caused him to take such action.
Thank you. I will
Not now.
later. Right now, I am still having trouble accepting so many years of lies. I understand what Carlo did. He thought he was doing what was best for the kingdom. However, I shall never be able to forgive him. I understand what Carlo did. He thought he was doing what was best for the kingdom. However, I shall never be able to forgive him. I understand what Carlo did. He thought he was doing what was best for the kingdom. However, I shall never be able to forgive him. I understand what Carlo did. He thought he was doing what was best for the kingdom. However,
Well, now the king knows everything. I will go see.
I seek a book called The Theory of the Ultimate Weapon.
I'm sorry, Amshadar. You won't find that tome here. To find it, you must visit the library held by my sisters.
Well, I'm gonna go there first, I think. Even though it's a long way, I can teleport there. I think I'm gonna wait to return to the tomb just a little while longer. I will see if I can find that book first of all, at least. Now, the library was over here.
Akash, Yesor, Kalikshka.
Sealash. I come seeking a book that will tell me how to make the ultimate weapon.
I knew you would ask me that. So take this tome. It explains how to forge such a weapon. This is yet another favor the Order has done for you.
I have traveled far and wide throughout many lands in search of the ultimate weapon. I spent much of my youth striving towards this goal, but my energies were wasted until one day I realized that all my effort were in vain. Because the only way to find the ultimate weapon is to create it. To make such a weapon, you must seek out the finest metal forged in the finest forges, medically enhance it with the finest spells there is. This is very important, to select the finest metal, not only because it determines the keenness of the blade and its strength, but because it must also be capable of receiving and therefore storing a large amount of magical energy. Additionally, the weight of this metal will be determined, the maneuverability of the weapon, and the efficiency of its thrust and penetration. Most people use iron to forge their weapon. It's because iron is the most readily available metal. But the finest metal known to us today, in my mind the only one to use if one is to create the ultimate weapon, is mithril. The hardest and most resistant metal ever discovered, can also be produced the finest alloy if it is mixed with another element. However, the metal you mix must be chosen with care, and only the rarest materials, which carry an interesting medical values within the very essence, must be used. Unfortunately, mithril, which is a vital component, is almost impossible to find. Nonetheless, if it was possible to locate a piece of this fantastic metal, the next step is to take it to the very best blacksmith and ask him to forge the weapon. I will not enter into lengthy philosophy debates, but I will give you my clear opinion. To my mind, the finest blacksmiths in the world are dwarves. Their whole tradition is based on working stone and metal, and they have mastered their art to such a degree that even the tools they use to perform their craft are far and way superior to those of any other races. They are the only ones capable of creating in their forges the sharpest and most lethal weapons in existence. The forge is an important stage. For the moment it is complete, the weapon must be able to absorb the finest magic spell cast on it, and conserve the spells within it for all eternity. Indeed, final state is the weapon's enchantment of the weapon. Many things can magically improve a weapon. The key is to choose the element that the weapon should bind with at the moment of the enchantment. Let me give you some of the best known enchantment. The quality of the weapons, however, ultimately depend more on the metal chosen and the force used than on the element combined. Here are a few examples, but note that once a weapon has an enchantment, you cannot change it. Garlic confers a great ease of handling on the weapon. Powder bone adds some power to the weapon, even more effective if the bones come from a dragon. The Rock of Amica gives amazing resistance to the weapon. Once enchanting blade seems instead. A dragon eggs allow the weapon to damage the element it is made of. For example, an enchanted iron weapon will do more damage to iron objects. Well, I think that actually give me a clue on what I need. I think I'm gonna need a dragon egg. And then use the cult. That should be able to damage. But where to find a dragon egg? I better go to the library. The King's Library. Now, I think I saw a book about the races. I need to know at least where I can find the dwarves. And hopefully also where I can find dragons. I only need a dragon egg. Or two. I remember that to cure that were chicken I need a dragon egg. And it's just a few things you know as a guardian. It's pretty handy. The Order of the History of Arx. Kings of Arx, the races of Arx.
Wisdom gazes down upon you from the
The relation between the different races in Arx has always been difficult. Let's see. There's a lot of this that don't need Redmen. Have always preferred to have very little contact with others. They communicate in signs rather than words. But yeah. Dwarves! Here! Dwarves have a passion for everything mechanical, for craftsmanship, and for everything to do with engineering. They have also the best blacksmiths in the world. They have lived in the underground fortress well before all the other races took residence here. They are the only ones who know how to build mines and exploit them, probably, and often sells the product, the mine, to humans. They have always had an appealing relationship with goblins and waged numerous wars upon them, trying to eliminate them completely. One of the largest mines was chosen as the refuge and sits side of the new city of Arx. They also helped to build the basic infrastructure on site and undertook many jobs there apart from those on the goblin level. As they were already used to living in the depths, they moved further underground and continued to exploit their mines. Further underground. System of Dernier. Very little is known about dragons, however. Scholars have noted that there are every specimen studied. Well, that doesn't really help me. Well, wait. Oops. Would you please get out of my way? Either go deeper down or... Actually, I think I recall... Yeah, I might actually know a place I can look at least. But I will need levitation. Didn't need the heal. Add one more of those. Actually, I'm gonna bring them along. Hopefully I soon can find a place to sell some of this. Probably gonna go by the rebels if the smith keep having close when I return. Now time to go dragon hunting. I hope at least this way.